Going back to the boys' desire to return to Lake Tahoe, did they ever express to you after that time frame in, I think you said January 2019, prior to you sending the text message, how often were they expressing their dissatisfaction with not being able to live in Tahoe? He provided some examples.
Frequently, at sometimes 3 times a week. Not as frequent.
When is the last time he told you he wanted to live in South Lake Tahoe?
Well, the entire summer, last summer, it was a frequently expressed desire in my presence.
Has he expressed that desire in 2020?
He is living here, so I'm in San Jose. I mean, he is in South Lake Tahoe, so
he was in Tahoe during the summer, and you said he was still telling you that he wanted to stay there.
Yes. Yes. Right.
So when was the last time he expressed that he wants to stay in Tahoe to you?
Well, we had a discussion after school started, and I asked him if he was happy because that the last time that time in summer, I can give more details behind. We were at a grocery store, and he was crying hysterically. I said, "Why are you crying, buddy?" And he was outside the grocery store, and he said, I want to go to school in Lake Tahoe. I don't want to go to school in any Clark County." And I said, "Well, honey, I'm sorry you're so happy." And he said, "Do you notice I don't smile anymore?" And I said, "No." He said, "It's because I'm so unhappy. I want to go to school back in South Lake Tahoe." Because he was all going to school in South Lake Tahoe, he didn't have outbursts like that.
So are you saying that he hasn't mentioned it again since the summer, or did you say conversation at the start of school about it?
After the first week of school, I asked him if he was happy, and he said yes. So, no, he hasn't brought that up since summer. Summer 2000.
When's the last time he brought up, if at all, not wanting to live in Las Vegas?
Summer 2019.
Okay, and what about Nathan?
That was not as dramatic as, but it was a comment, I'd estimate, over the summer 2019, how he doesn't want to, he's tired of switching schools. He doesn't want to switch schools anymore.
Were you surprised to read Tim Rood's report with respect to the boys' interviews with him and their statements to him about wanting to live in Las Vegas?
Mostly surprised, yes.
Do you think Mr. Root accurately reported the information that he received in those interviews with the boys?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you have any reason to believe he would not accurately report what the boys told him in the interviews?
I don't have any reason to believe he would not accurately report.
Do you believe the boys want to live in Vegas now?
Objection calls for speculation.
I don't know. I believe they were heavily influenced.
Have they told you they want to live in Vegas?
They have never told me that expressly.
What have they told you if it was not expressly?
Then perhaps I should have said they just have not told me. They have not. I mean, they're excited to go see their dad in Vegas, but they've never expressed a preference on where they want to live since the evaluation started. To me.
And you said that you believe Michael was influencing their comments to Mr. Root about where they want to live?
I don't know if he was influencing their comments, but he was influencing thoughts. Yes, I believe that.
What thoughts?
Well, it told me that their father had showed them report cards, online school report cards for both schools, and was able to repeat back to me percentages from an online school report card relating to, I don't know, whatever statistic about this was last fall, but Michael, he was able to relay back to me, my fingernail cut my hair, statistics and details from online school report cards, told him that his father told him that, his father showed him other things, and his father told them to tell Tim what so many people. His father told me to tell Tim Root what he thought was best for him. So yes, I believe thoughts/comments were influenced.
Are you testifying that Michael told Nate to tell Mr. Root that he should live in Las Vegas, or that he should tell him what his preference is?
My testimony is tell Tim Root what he thinks is best for Nate. Tell Nate what he thinks is best for him.
Okay. And your concern is that he told him that after showing him all these statistics from report cards?
From online school report cards. My concern is that there was grooming, influencing, campaigning going on to have the children choose Las Vegas, even to the point where he doesn't like snow anymore. So rambling. I forgot your question.
Okay. You're aware that Michael's testimony is that shortly after a visit with you, they came back to him talking about student-teacher ratios in South Lake Tahoe. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am aware of that.
And do you dispute talking to the boys about that subject?
I dispute talking to the boys about that subject on my own volition. Michael, for some reason, likes this phrase. The boys learned it from an Uber driver, not from me, from an Uber driver, because I did not have my license at the time. I was Ubering the children to school in Vegas. One of the Uber drivers said to me, why are your kids going to this school? They should be going to this school. It has a much better student-teacher ratio. Kids asked me later that day, what's a student-teacher ratio? So I was explaining it, using Tahoe Valley as an example.
How did you know the ratio at Tahoe Valley?
Oh, it's online. I mean, just using as an example.
You memorized?
I looked up Mathis too for them.
But you told them about Tahoe only?
No, I told them both.
So you looked it up specifically, or you had those statistics memorized?
No, I didn't have the statistics memorized.
You looked it up after you got out of the Uber?
No, so the conversation, Denise was the Uber driver. She gave me many rides. So she was taking us to school that day and made that comment. So when we got home, it was after school. It was after school and I was sitting at the kitchen table.
Okay, and you had looked it up after the ride at some point and before they got back from school?
When they were with me, they were asking me what it is, and I just said explained it, and I said, well, here's this school, and here's this school. I mean,
you looked it up during the drive?
No, after school, after the drive, when we were dropped off back at the apartment, I was on my laptop at the kitchen table looking it up.
Okay. Did they bring it up when they got home again?
They brought it up when they got home, they brought it up when they got home, yes.
Do you think that discussion influenced where told you they wanted to go to school?
Not in the least. No.
When did this conversation occur?
I'm not sure exactly. Michael brings it up quite a bit in his papers and refer to that.
Was it before or after the summer
Before summer.
Of what year?
of 2019?
Yes, because I had picked them up from school in Vegas.
And that was around the same time the boys were telling you they wanted to go to school in Tahoe?
Probably the first quarter of the year. Yes.